Now, we know there's a shortage of workers in the hospitality industry, food and drink industry and what have you in this country. So could the answer be there in the United States where they've got a shortage too? So in McDonald's, they've asked 14 and 15-year-olds to apply for jobs, and there has been a spike in applications since they made the offer. Does that seem okay to you? 14 and 15-year-olds still at school, breaking away from studies, I guess, to go to work. 0800 75 65 200. And I was thinking about this morning and remembered I was 15, about to turn 16, when I got a Saturday job at Devlin's in Coventry, and initially in the week, and then went on to being promoted to work Saturdays. And I worked all the time to buy clothes. That's why I was there, records and clothes. I was in Revive every week buying something new and fabulous for the social whirl that you have when you're sort of 16, 17, 18. And I don't think it did any harm to my studies, but I'll probably never know. And actually, I learned a lot. Particularly, don't go right to the bottom of the ice cream freezer if you're on your own. I was trapped in there for a long time, and even now, brings back horrible memories. How old were you when you got your first job? 0800 75 65 200, because I bet loads, even if you just started with a paper round when you were 14. And what difference is there between that and working in a fast food restaurant? 0800 75 65 200. Now, let's have a word with Fleur Sexton now, who is the founder of Pet XI Training. And you do this, don't you? You sort of help young people into work, but from the age of 16. Would it be helpful if they came to you with sort of more skills by then that they'd got in a real workplace?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. I mean, I got my first job at 15, and I think it's really good. I think it's great for young people to work. I think they get so many skills. I think being able to work with other people, conflict resolution, understanding different people's perspectives, I think it's all really, really good. So I think, it depends on what else they've got going on, and obviously there's logistical issues of getting them there and stuff if it's in the evenings. But yeah, in theory, I don't see that's a problem at all.
Can I ask what your first job was at 15?
I worked at the Regent Hotel as a chambermaid, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely brilliant. I used to get the bus there and do my job and then come back, and it was great, yeah. And I was saving up. I was saving for pretty much the same sort of things as you were just saying. It was great fun, and I loved it. It was a big part of growing up for me.
Do you know, what I found as well, and not an escape from the house, all I'd known up to that point was pretty much school and home. So I either did things with them or I did things with my schoolmates. And because inevitably your schoolmates, you've known them for years and years and years, it's a big plate of the same. And being a Saturday girl at Devlin's, there were loads of us. There was a little army of us, all from sort of lots of different schools, different backgrounds. And that gave me so many skills, just learning how to speak to people and getting over shyness as well. Even now, I'm not great, but I was chronically shy at that age. And it just helps pull you out of yourself, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think it's brilliant for confidence. I think it's also good for seeing other people's perspectives. So I used to work with this lady who had been working as a chambermaid for like 30 years. And just that different perspective that, things weren't just set out for you as they are at school, and everybody has got the same sort of things and given to them in the same way. And working with somebody who's got really different perspectives is really good. It shows you what life is in the wider sense. And so I think that is a huge part of growing up, and a huge part of your confidence building as well.
Yeah, it's a great idea. At the moment, there are quite strict rules, aren't there, about what hours you can work as a youngster?
Yes, there are. I mean, there's rules about how much you can work. So, I think that is good. I think it's good because obviously, it's apart from anything else, I think with the situation with jobs at the minute, if younger people are working for experience, then it's good to be able to share that around. So I think that's good. But I think it's really a great idea. I do. I like it a lot.
Listen, Fleur, thank you so much for speaking to... Oh, by the way, how's it going at the new restaurant here in town at the Old Browns, Metropolis? How's it going?
It's going really well, and we've got a lot of young people there that we're training up, and it's great for those reasons. They're meeting all these amazing people. They're meeting people from, and I think this is a really good thing as well, being able to meet people who are involved in different parts of life. So we've got a lot of people from the council from 2021, from different businesses in Coventry who come in that the young people can talk to. So that's really, really good. And they're getting skills like allergen training and health and safety and all those sorts of things, but also having to deal with when it gets really busy and how do you actually cope with that. And so resilience is a massive thing. And I think that's the thing that we've, I just had a meeting this morning with the PetXI training lot, and that's a big thing that we're working on at the minute, resilience, and people get that from working. So I think it's, it's interesting that angle as well, isn't it?
Do you know what? Yes, you're absolutely right. And also entrepreneurial skills, which I discovered at a young age too. Listen, Fleur, thank you so much for that. So she started at the age of 15. A lot of us did, I think. It teaches you responsibilities, not just about getting money in. It's about responsibility. You have to be in a place at a certain time. And I think also you just learn to not take stuff for granted. If it comes from you, if you've earned it, you've bought it, it's yours. And it just brings on so much good stuff. Is this the answer? We've got labour shortages. We know there are problems in virtually every sector. Crack out the 14-year-olds. Could it work? Could this be the answer to everything? 0800 75 65 200. And how old were you when you got your first job? I'd also love to hear from anybody who also got stuck in an ice cream freezer. 875 65 200. Zakia in Leamington. Hello.